lock to prograde, and with 15 seconds left to the apoapsis, go for burn. I'm sure we got lots of time. Bit of risk. Even our boosters made it to space. Crazy amounts of overkill. So we're now past the apoapsis. And probably by a bit too much. Yeah, I guess our thrust weight's not quite as high as I was giving it credit for. So, I think we're still going to circularize. I'm going to pitch up just a little bit. Because it'll mean we won't be as circular because we're doing a slightly, like, radial kind of burn. But it'll give us a little bit more time here. Okay, so I was a little bit cavalier with that EVA. It's fine. It's the Kerbal way. Yeah, we're going to be okay. We got lots of time before we re-enter the atmosphere here, so we'll be a slightly lopsided circle, but it's going to be fine in the end. You can go back to turning prograde. And we'll just wait for the periapsis to pop out. Wait for these things to invert. There we go. So, not very circular, but we're still in orbit, and that's okay. So again, with the moonshot, I'm just going to go ahead and eyeball things. So we're going to wait until the moonrise happens, which, if the moon is over there, is going to happen shortly after we get here. Solar panels, thank you. Solar panels aren't something you have to stress for quite as much if you've got your if you got a pilot on board, because you don't have to worry about, because a pilot, I think you can EVA and you can manually extend out the panels. But there we go. And we have lots of power. We have tons of electric charge with our battery over here. So we're just going to wait for the moon to rise. Something's de-time warping us. I think because there's a science experiment that can be run. Yep, there it is. And we can transmit it. Sweet. So yeah, I got my mod that, like, de-time warps us if we happen to be over an area where there's a viable science experiment. Hello, moon, where are you? I know you're out there somewhere. Oh, there you are. Excellent. So we just wait for the moon to rise. And burn prograde. Easy peasy. Does this engine generate power? This one does. When we get to the Terrier, it does not. But anyway, we have huge batteries. We've got the solar power. We're going to be fine. It's a good night, moon, not hello. So here we're just going to burn until our orbital path breaks as a result of intersecting the moon. And then we'll go and focus on the moon and tune our path. All we have to do for this is, we do have to be in an orbit around the moon. That is true. We have to enter orbit and then leave orbit. So I guess I did actually need a little bit more delta V than I was thinking. That being said, it doesn't have to be a near orbit or anything. Although that would be better because it'll make it easier to circularize. Sure. Oh, transmit. So here, if we look at the periapsis, and we just, tiniest little bit of burn here is shrinking the periapsis dramatically around the moon. If you get below 60, that'll be considered to be near orbit. And we'll bring it a little closer, because the closer you are, when you make a burn here, when we burn retrograde, it'll have a more dramatic impact on the effective apoapsis of our orbit, which is off in the distance and infinitely far here, but it'll shrink us down. And we're going to have a really eccentric orbit. We're not going to circularize. We're just going to burn retrograde here long enough for it to technically close an orbit, and that'll probably complete the mission. We'll see. The stage is almost out of fuel, but not actually. I don't suppose there's like more EVAs here over a different landscape. Whee! And another one, but excellent. Okay, well, board. And go. And transmit the telescope. Excellent. We'll probably do another telescope right here from high space. And the solar power, the solar collector as well. Transmit, it does eat a lot of power, And doing it in the dark like this might run us out of power, but only for a little bit, and then we'd recover just fine. Okay, that's it. Now we just have to wait until we get to the moon. Spaceman, oh spaceman. So again, we're going to go at 1,000 times warp here. When we get near the transition point, it should de-warp us down to times 50. And then after we get through the transition, what I will do is I will stop completely, because almost certainly we'll be able to do some science. Science! And there we go. We are now around the moon. So we're in the sun, we'll transmit our crew report, we'll transmit our orbital telescope information. Do we not get solar panel data, or solar particle data here? Feels like we should. Yeah. Although, oh, that's right, we have to go and we want to EVA, and we can get an EVA report, because we certainly haven't done that before. Then we can just cycle down and take the data. And then get back on board. Boom. So we don't want to transmit it, we just want to keep it in the little crew report for now. If your electricity runs out, will you die instantly? No. You can survive. Your spacesuit has a backup supply for, I think, 2 hours. If you run out of anything, you have up to 2 hours more to survive. So I think it's going to be pretty okay. All right. With that, let's quick save one more time. We are going to time warp to... Well, we're going to try to time warp to here. When we get to 60, we will stop because there'll be experiments to run in low lunar orbit. Okay, we're not quite there yet, but let's complete this transition. We are going to want to set ourselves up retrograde here, because we have to enter into orbit for just at least a second, presumably, to complete this. Can you get more details? Feels like you should be able to get more details in this view. Oh, is this all? Oh! We're done. We don't actually have to get into real orbit or anything. We just have to be in space above the moon. Oh, well, okay then. Presumably? It's got all the checkboxes. Are you done or not? Hang on a sec. It's being kind of unclear. I guess I've got my other contract tool over here. Yeah, we have no active contracts. Okay, it is completed. So that's good. Then we'll just come home. Now, right now, because of the way we approach the moon, if we go and just leave here, we're going to get shot into a really high orbit around Kerbal, which is not what we want. And unfortunately, with this particular path, there's no way to avoid that. I should have come around the moon the other side. I wasn't thinking. But that's okay. So I think what we're still going to want to do is maybe temporarily get into lunar orbit to stop us from slingshotting really high up. I mean, although, I wonder if there's any way we can work out a flyby a Minmus. Minmus won't be here by the time we reach there, so probably not. And we have enough food. I'm sure we could take a big circle. It's 16 days to reach the apoapsis, so we'd be all right. We're over low space now. It's a new biome, new information. We're going to collect the solar panel info, or solar particle info, if I can actually select it. Not the heat shield. No, really, not the heat shield. I want this thing. Collect. So you're just near the moon, so you are position independent. We're going to EVA. Almost certainly we can do an EVA report. Excellent. Now, EVAing is something you can get reports from based on biomes, which is a little bit annoying, because you have to keep sort of popping in and out. To get all the new biome information, because you might be over different areas. We could check for more contracts. Like, there might be a subset. Most of them are smart enough to require new vessels, but let's go ahead and take a look. There's a mod called Capcom that you can use, and I do have it installed. That's what I keep clicking on to show me new contracts in the list. But I'm going to go back to the Space Center anyway, because it'll have them nicely organized instead into different categories. And I'm mostly just paying attention to the SETI ones, which is the main sort of campaign contracts that I'm playing with here. Manned moon landing is in the list. I mean, we'll take it. Yeah, so there's no more of those. There might be something like send science from. On the moon, Highlands, blah, 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 blah. Orbital survey. Yeah, no, we're gonna say that there's none here. Okay, so let's just get Valentina home, and then we'll call KSB a go. So that's you over here. We will check to see if we go and do a retrograde burn, if it might happen to be some combination that will allow us to fly by Minmus. You know, we don't have infinite food, so... And I think Minmus will be not in the right position, although, as we burn retrograde, our path... I'm really surprised that at no point... is that going to do anything. Oop. Oh, that means a new biome, so it means we can EVA here. And probably get new biome info. Excellent. Add maneuver. There's probably... if I got into orbit around the moon, then I could choose where to exit. Almost certainly I could do the Minmus encounter. But yeah, I'm not gonna. So our interest will be... can we shrink this departure a little bit? Not really from doing this. I guess what I could do is I can do a 73 meter per second burn, which is going to get us into orbit, and then I can plan my escape. All right, well, we'll do that as step 1. That's going to be fine. Smart ASS, for convenience, could you just turn yourself to the node over here? Oh, yeah, rotation speed is still ridiculously slow because we still got all these engines with us. There's inclination, but I don't think that's... We would have had to change our inclination on the way to the moon. And that's true. Then that would have increased the chance of getting a rendezvous. If we changed our inclination on the way, here an inclination change would be way too expensive. So, no. And stop time warp now. And we're good to go to burn in 1, go. Now that I'm in high orbit, there it is. Inclination changes become a little bit more viable, but still kind of poopy. So what we really want to do is we want to leave the moon going in the opposite direction that the moon's going in. We want to leave to the left, because that will mean we'll be leaving in a lower orbit. And to do that is going to be somewhere over here. We're going to want to burn prograde. Still it's awkward as hell. But it should... How come that's putting us in a higher orbit? Ooh! Well, there's our Minmus encounter right there. Right, because we're so far high up when we're doing this. I'm used to doing this. Oh, yeah. It looks like this will leave us with the lowest periapsis. And this is only another 78 meter per second burn. If I move this around a bit. Yeah, this is not quite what I'm used to because of the orbit that we're around the moon, but... Oh. If we do something like this, which is just a 145 meter per second burn at the periapsis, I guess that's true. That's where the largest change will happen. That's the correct path. But that's okay. So next orbit, that's the maneuver we'll do. Oh, more science. Transmit. EVA. As soon as it's done transmitting here. Grab that. Reboard. Keep pointing to the node. Okay, so if we click past the node, we'll warp to next maneuver. There we go. So let's do that. 5-second burn. Time warp a bit. Ooh, more tech. Electricity depleted. That's not true. We should have plenty of electricity. And we do. EVA. Grab. Board. Warp to the maneuver. And whoa. 3, 2, 1. Keep facing the node. The hell was that? Oh, when I came back from the EVA, I didn't lock the node again. Alright, not bad. Although, at this point here, if at this point we burn prograde, that'll be the same as burning retrograde relative to Kerbin, and will drop us. But you know what? That's too much work, so we're just going to cancel that. We'll wait until we've left the moon, and then at that point we'll burn retrograde. Whee! And there we go. So we're back relative to Kerbin. We're not quite at the apoapsis. We're past it, but we're close enough. Let's just turn retrograde here. And we're burning. So we're not at the sweetest spot, but we're pretty good. We're pretty close to the apoapsis and real far from the peri. So mostly what we're going to do is drop the peri. Ah! I forgot. When my mouse is over this window, none of the keyboard inputs work. So we're going to have to turn prograde and burn again. Good thing. We've got, like, ludicrous amounts of fuel. I mean, it's only the life support I'm worried about by, like, doing a big tour of Kerbin. I'm worried we'd run too low on life support and that we'd get ourselves stuck somewhere. Because otherwise, oh my god, we could... I hit the wrong key. We could go forever. I mean, 2,000 delta V. I think we could get to Duna at this point. I mean, not with this inclination, but otherwise, I'm pretty sure we could get to frickin' Duna. I know, no min-miss. It's only because of the life support mod. If this were, like, vanilla KSP, it would be a no-brainer. I'd do it in a second. So, I think what we're going to do is we're going to close up these boxes. We're going to quick save. Actually, once the boxes are closed. Close, thank you. Quick save. We're going to warp to get close to the planet. I mean, we've got to dump all this, but I mean, ooh, no, there's more solar power. Collect. I did miss the high over Kerbin before. Oh, okay, my mod doesn't know how to use this because of the way that it toggles, apparently. Okay, you just store that. We don't need to EVA again. So I'm just doing this just in case we happen to need, you know, more stuff. It's got the solar panels too, so we do have to leave those on. I'm reading, it's 26 point whatever kilometers, right? Yeah, it's not a comma or whatever. Do. All right, so we're coming in soon. We are 5 minutes from periapsis, so now would be a fine time, I'd say, to drop everything else. Thank you, but goodbye. Use all that fuel to rocket land. Well, if it wasn't for the fact that the Terrier has, like, no thrust in atmosphere, that would be semi-valid. Okay, our orientation is weird because we came in at a crazy inclination, but that's okay. We're now inside the atmosphere, holding prograde, or holding retrograde. That was the rest of my phase, my stage coming in. Getting a little bit of heat, I think, in one of the quad cores. Oof. Camera getting confused. Okay. Yep. We are coming in with a fair bit of speed, because our apoapsis was very high, which represents a high degree of orbital speed, which means we have to burn off a lot more speed in the atmosphere, and we have to burn off a lot more heat. But we should be alright. We can take a look at the ablator. The speed at which the ablator is ablating is... Oh, it's shrinking already! Oh, that's quite surprising, actually. Performed a spacewalk in orbit of the moon. Yes, we did. Is Valentina level 2 now, or does she have to land first? I think in this playthrough we already we poked into the sun. I think we left Curve and Sphere of Influence at some point. Maybe not. It's a good way to get XP. So our ablator still has 150 hit points left, and the ablation rate's dropping dramatically. The flames should start to die out any second here. There they go. Starting to shrink. We're going very sideways, which means we've got a lot of air between us and the ground. And in just a few more 100 meters per second of speed burned off, we'll be able to deploy our parachute and land safely. Yes, the milk flare is after landing. Easy peasy. Let's go to _. Our parachute is available now. Oh. Hey, a crew report. Over the mountains. Ooh. Gonna keep that. You want to live life dangerously? EVA. Oh no! That never happened. You didn't see nothing. I was expecting Valentina to be able to hold on a little bit more. Oh, I can wait until the parachute comes out. I want to do it over the mountains, but... Shut up, you saw nothing. That's why you quick save before that. Because you don't actually know at what speed the Kerbals can actually hold on, but I guess that was a little too fast. Once the parachute fully deploys, we've only got like a minute before we hit the ground, but we'll EVA then. I've done EVAs I've done EVAs a lot higher. Like when you first like dip below 70k before the flames start, you can sneak in an EVA there. And I thought like, well, there's no flames anymore. We're going fast, but the atmosphere's got to be thin enough. It can't be that windy. Valentina's got to do more farmer's carries, work on her grip strength, forearm strength, that sort of thing. That way she can hold on to the rungs of the ladder a little bit better. Alright, all that's off. Yep. Alright, go to ×4 again. The chute is designed to expand 700 meters above ground level, right? Not sea level? Okay, there it is. I was like, please, please, please. Speed's dramatically slowing. Excellent. Let's go in EVA. Over the mountains. That's great, actually. It's such a nice thing to get a new biome in here. Do we have the unlock for soil samples? I think we do. We can take a mountain soil sample, too. Alright. We're going to land a little bit harder at 7... Oh, you know what? Jettison the heat shield. Drop a little bit of weight. I think it would have been fine. I think the heat shields can handle a collision at 12 meters per second, so I don't think it would have exploded on contact. I'm a little bit more worried about the quad core stuff and components, but... Actually, I'm still worried. Maybe I should have left the heat shield after all. I mean, we're landing a little softer, but is it soft enough? Yes, it is. Okay, good. EVA. Climb down. Another EVA report? Oh, you've forgotten that we already had it. And a surface sample. Excellent. Recover. Mission complete. Science acquired. It could have been a more daring mission. Part of it is because I had a real life time limit, but also I was worried about our food samples. Certainly we'll be getting some missions to visit the Minmith soon. And I think... we've already picked up the land on the moon, right? The manned moon landing? That'll probably be what happens next time. Either next stream, or maybe I'll record it offline. We'll see. Yeah, manned moon landing. We had a ton of science, too, at 500. It's beautiful. It's a really beautiful thing. We might have a material bay thing to do over there, too. I don't remember. Maybe I could have brought more stuff over and gotten some more science. But I can't complain. We've got plenty to unlock a few more things. Landing on the Moon, that'll be next time we play, either as a Let's Play or live streamed. We'll see how it goes. For now, if you were just here for the single player and KSP, hey, appreciate it. Thanks for stopping by. Cheers. But for now, we're going to do some multiplayer with subscribers. We're going to be playing some Heroes of the Storm. I will be emailing people with the, well, passwords. In this case, it's going to be the channel name to join for the multiplayer. And that will be messaged. You'll either receive it as a Twitch message or as your email. So all subscribers should get that momentarily. We'll play a couple of games of that, and then that'll be that. FYI, there will be no Sunday Morning Heroes tomorrow morning. As far as I know, Briarstone and A Kiss for Luck will both be doing their individual streams, but will not be doing D&D tomorrow morning. So my next live stream will, in fact, be on Wednesday. We'll be playing some Civ. So, take a short break. I'm going to send those emails to subscribers, and when we come back, we'll be playing Heroes of the Storm on the North American server, of course. And yeah, and if you missed any of this, it will be up in the YubTub soon, including part 1, the first go of this from 2 or 3 weeks ago. We'll get it up on the YubTub soon. Thanks for watching, and we'll be back in a couple minutes.